I was in my farmhouse, cradling my newborn daughter, Emma, when a pounding at the door shattered the peace. Karen Miller, HOA tyrant, stood with two hired thugs, claiming I owed unpaid HOA fees and demanding I hand over Emma as collateral. They forced their way in, snatched my baby from my arms, and vanished into the night, leaving me screaming on the floor. Karen, who'd stopped my mom's nurse, blocked my driveway, and cut my water pipe, had crossed an unthinkable line, kidnapping my child on county land, outside her HOA's reach. She didn't know my farmhouse was HOA exempt. My security cameras recorded everything. And I, Sarah, the farmer, Meadowmart owner, conservationist, SWAT trainer, and federal health inspector, had the law and a mother's fury on my side. Her act wasn't just a crime, it was a federal offense, and I was about to unleash hell. I clutched my phone, filming the empty crib, and called 911, my voice shaking but resolute. Neighbors rushed over, horrified. This wasn't just a kidnapping. It was Karen's most depraved attack, blind to my authority and Emma's safety. My heart shattered, but a fire ignited. She thought she could steal my baby? I was about to turn her crime into a viral courtroom massacre, with my evidence as the gavel. What unfolded wasn't just rescuing Emma. It was a masterstroke of justice, federal power, and community wrath that left Karen and her thugs begging for mercy, her HOA annihilated, and Crescent Meadows unbreakable. My cameras weren't just tech. They were her doom, and the judge's bench was waiting. Karen's kidnapping was her fatal mistake, and Emma's cries would echo in court. Crescent Meadows was a resilient suburb, its festive reeds, untamed yards, and my Meadowmart Cafe, a fierce defiance of Karen Miller's HOA tyranny. Once crushed by bans on gaudy decorations and unpaid fines, it now thrived, with my 50-acre state-leased farmland and my farmhouse on unincorporated county land as its core. My home, where Emma slept, was HOA exempt, secured by federal and county protections. I'm Sarah, the farmer, conservationist, SWAT trainer, Meadowmart owner, and federal health inspector who'd crushed Karen 19 times, buying Meadowmart after her farm stand ban, exposing her assault on Lily, stopping her fishing derby, evicting her fishing club, jailing fake HOA cops, rallying for a pilot's defiance, retrieving my tow tractor, shutting down her cop call on my fence, backing Ibrahim Traore, ejecting her security patrol, protecting the Thompsons, winning court for my wrecked car, defending my mom's cold stand, exposing her 911 call on Senator Ellison, grounding her airline stunt, nailing her bank meddling, restoring my water pipe, towing her SUV, and saving my mom's nurse. Emma, my newborn, was my world, her crib under my security cameras. Karen Miller, mid-50s, was a deranged bully, her clipboard a twisted prop for her power obsession. Exiled, jailed, and bankrupted, she'd hired two thugs, later identified as Vince Russo and Carl Tate, ex-cons with assault records, to kidnap Emma, claiming I owed $10,000 in fake fees. Her delusion that she could seize my child was backed by a few HOA loyalists, unaware that her actions violated federal kidnapping laws. Key allies included my mother, Ellen, a sharpshooter with dialysis, Tom, my biologist friend who monitored my lake, Linda, the councilwoman who backed my fights, Lily, my waitress-turned-leader, and the Thompsons, especially Dr. James Thompson. Deputy Harris, my SWAT friend, led the response, and the Crescent Meadows Forum, our digital pulse, would ignite the fight. My FBI contact, Agent Laura Chun, was ready to escalate. The setting was a freezing December night in 2025 at my farmhouse on a county road, where Emma's nursery glowed softly. Karen and her thugs had broken in, leaving a fake seizure notice. My security cameras, wired for farm and home protection, captured their faces and license plates. Neighbors, alerted by my screams, gathered outside. Karen's kidnapping was a federal crime, and her ignorance of my power was her fatal error. This wasn't just about my baby. It was Karen's final assault on Crescent Meadows' freedom. For me, it was a chance to save Emma, destroy Karen, and unite our community. As I filmed, I knew this fight would echo our victories and redefine our town's strength. Karen's kidnapping was a nightmare unleashed. Pay the fees or lose her, she'd snarled, as Russo and Tate tore Emma from my arms, speeding off in a van. I filmed the empty nursery, sobbing, and called Harris, screaming, "Karen took my baby!" He roared, "That's federal kidnapping. She's done." Ellen, at my side, texted my inspector badge, saying Karen's finished. Linda vowed to bring county officials, noting she's violated federal law. Prison awaits. I alerted Agent Shun, who snapped, "This is FBI jurisdiction. We're tracking them." Neighbors swarmed, filming the scene. My forum post exploded. Karen kidnapped my newborn Emma for fake fees. I'm a federal inspector. Hashtag Karen took my baby and hashtag Save Emma trended, hitting 1 million views. Jake, my barista, live streamed from Meadowmart, showing my badge and Emma's photo. Crescent Meadows demands Emma back, he said, hitting 1.2 million views. Lily handed out flyers about federal kidnapping laws, explaining Sarah's land is HOA free. Karen's a felon. Karen's HOA cronies, a trio with signs, "Pay your dues," tried to justify her, but neighbors drowned them out, chanting, "Bring Emma home." Mia, my farmhand, shared my camera footage, catching the van's plates. I posted the clip, "Karen's thugs stole my baby." The video hit 10 million views. James Thompson arrived, saying, "She targeted us too. We're with Emma." His federal clout shook Karen's cronies. Harris's SWAT team and Chin's FBI unit descended, tracking the van to a nearby warehouse. "We've got a signal," Chun said, showing me Emma's blanket on thermal cams. I live-streamed, "Karen kidnapped Emma. She's cornered." The stream hit 20 million views, with news helicopters circling. Comments flooded. "Sarah's a warrior. Karen's evil." Linda arrived with a county prosecutor, announcing Karen's actions are felony kidnapping and extortion. The crowd chanted Emma, "Emma," as Karen's cronies fled. The FBI raided the warehouse, finding Emma safe, Karen and her thugs cowering. Harris cuffed them as I ran to Emma, tears streaming. Karen rambled, "The HOA's above you," but Chun held up my footage. "You're under federal arrest," she said. The forum planned an Emma's home day at Meadowmart with music and safety talks. Karen's lie about fees crumbled. My land owed nothing. The stage was set, not just to save Emma, but to bury Karen in court and rally Crescent Meadows around my daughter. Her kidnapping was her end, and Emma was my strength. My farmhouse was a beacon of hope as Emma was returned, Karen and her thugs cuffed. The livestream hit 30 million views, with hashtag Karen took my baby and hashtag Save Emma trending globally. Neighbors packed the road, waving signs, "Emma's home. Nua gaoa krimis." News crews broadcast live, anchors calling it a mother's fight versus HOA madness. The air pulsed, and I was ready to crush Karen in court. Tom addressed the crowd, voice steady. "Sarah's farmhouse is on county land, HOA exempt. Karen's kidnapping violates federal law." He showed my badge and camera footage, proving her crime. Neighbors gasped, sharing the clips online. Ellen handed out flyers, saying, "Sarah's our protector. Karen endangered Emma." The forum surged. "Karen's a monster. Sarah's our hero." A viral tweet read, "HOA Karen kidnaps newborn for fake fees. Doesn't know mom's a federal inspector. Hashtag Karen took my baby." Karen, in cuffs, screamed, "Sarah owed us." But Chin held up my footage, stating, "You're on video, committing kidnapping and extortion." Her face crumpled. She hadn't known my camera's reach. National parent groups joined X, posting, "Karen's attack on Emma is vile. Support Crescent Meadows." The Change.org petition, "Justice for Emma," hit 2 million signatures with comments like, "Sarah's a legend," and "Karen's done." Linda spoke to reporters, voice firm. "Emma's safety and Sarah's authority are our pride. Karen's crime threatens us all." She announced a council motion to fine the HOA $75,000 and ban all operations. The crowd roared, chanting Emma free. The HOA, gutted by scandals, leaked text disavowing Karen. "She's insane." Neighbors guarded my farmhouse, as my farm hands patrolled the road. I grabbed the megaphone, heart pounding. Karen thought she could steal my baby, but I'm a federal inspector, and Emma's home. I proposed an Emma's Home Day at Meadow Mart, with safety workshops, music, and a fundraiser for child protection, inviting all. The crowd cheered, volunteering to guard Emma. I shared online. Karen's crime failed. Join us for Emma's Home. The live stream hit 50 million views, with hashtag Emma's Home Day trending. Comments flooded. Sarah's unstoppable. Karen's evil. Karen made a last stand, yelling at Chun, "The HOA's above you." But Rachel, my attorney, arrived with a federal indictment. "You're charged with kidnapping, extortion, and trespass," she said as Harris tightened her cuffs. The crowd parted, phones filming their walk to the FBI van. Jake's stream hit 60 million views, with comments like, "Bye, Karen." Emma wins. News ran headlines. Federal inspectors baby rescued from HOA Karen. Lily organized kids to paint Emma's home signs, while Tom tied it to my lake, saying, "Sarah and Emma protect our future." Emma slept in my arms as neighbors cheered. Chun secured my farmhouse, and Linda promised county funding for an Emma's Haven sign, marking its status. The stage was set for a courtroom victory that would bury Karen, end her HOA, and show Crescent Meadows' power. Karen was cuffed, but what happened next would shock everyone. The county courthouse roared with justice as Karen, Russo, and Tate faced trial. Emma's safe in my arms. The live stream hit 70 million views, with hashtag Karen took my baby and hashtag Save Emma trending worldwide. Neighbors packed the gallery, waving Emma's Home signs as news crews filmed. I held the megaphone, my roles as federal inspector, conservation head, and SWAT trainer now a verdict. My evidence are blade, ready to bury Karen. Judge Harper, a federal veteran, called order. "Ms. Miller, you're charged with kidnapping, extortion, and trespass," he said. Rachel presented my footage, showing Karen and her thugs snatching Emma. "The plaintiff's home is county land, and her federal authority is clear," she said. The gallery cheered, phones filming for the forum, where comments surged. "Karen's finished. Sarah's our queen." Chun testified, voice sharp. Karen's actions violated federal kidnapping statutes. Her thugs confessed she planned it. She showed their rap sheets, sparking gasps. Linda announced the council's $75,000 HOA fine and dissolution vote. The crowd chanted Emma, "Emma," as kids waved painted cribs, symbols of our win. Tom showed my camera logs, proving Karen's break-in. "Sarah's evidence nailed her," he said, sparking applause. I unveiled an Emma's Haven sign sketch, county-backed, to mark my home status. "This is Emma's home, not Karen's," I said, sharing it online, a crib under a federal badge. The forum erupted. "Perfect. Emma's legacy." Harper reviewed the evidence, footage, badge, confessions, calling it irrefutable. Karen, pleading not guilty, claimed, "Sarah provoked me." But Rachel played her rant, exposing her lies. Harper ruled, guilty on all counts. 7 years each for Miller, Russo, and Tate, $500,000 in damages to Sarah, and HOA dissolution. The gallery roared as Karen collapsed, broken. My digital dossier, footage, badge, indictments, was handed to the press, ensuring convictions. News ran it live. Federal inspectors' evidence crushes HOA Karen's kidnapping. The crowd surged, music blaring, as Emma's Home Day plans took shape. I gave the mic to Ellen, who shone. "Emma's our heart," she said. "Thank you, Sarah." Neighbors hugged her, guarding my home in solidarity. This wasn't just Karen's defeat. It was Crescent Meadows' triumph, proof our children could outshine evil. As Emma cooed, justice landed. Karen's conviction was Crescent Meadows' victory. News ran headlines like "Federal Inspector Saves Baby from HOA Karen" and "Sarah and Emma Triumph." The livestream hit 200 million views, with hashtag Karen Took My Baby trending for weeks. Fan art of Emma's crib as a justice symbol flooded the forum, and parent groups invited me to speak. Talk shows called, but I stayed grounded, saying this is about my daughter. Emma's Home Day was a triumph. Thousands joined, neighbors, kids, FBI agents, touring my farmhouse, dancing, and unveiling the Emma's Haven sign. Meadowmart catered, and Tom led eco-talks, tying Emma's safety to my lake's bluefins. The event raised $150,000 for child protection, and federal officials hailed it as a model. The forum buzzed with photos. Emma's home shines. No more Karens. The HOA was eradicated. Linda's vote fined it $75,000 and dissolved it, with new laws banning fake fees. Karen and her thugs got 7 years, were banned from Crescent Meadows, and vanished, Karen to a prison cell, reportedly arguing over rules. Don't kidnap like Karen became a local joke painted on fences. My farmhouse became a tourist draw, with visitors posing by the sign. Meadowmart and my farm stand soared, the cafe hosting Emma nights with music and safety talks. Tourists flocked to Emma's Haven, boosting sales. Neighbors brought gifts, tiny cribs, badge patches, saying Emma and I inspired them. Tom's data showed my lake thriving, celebrated at a community feast. The digital dossier, footage, badge, verdicts was studied for child safety laws, influencing policy. Lily mentored kids, painting eco signs for the fields. The forum planned an Emma Fest, with music, safety drills, and SWAT demos, cementing our spirit. Sarah and Emma turned Karen's crime into our triumph. One post read, "I hired teens to guard my home, giving them pride." At the fest, under an Emma Forever banner, Linda toasted, "To Emma, Sarah, and Crescent Meadows, where love defeats evil." Fireworks burst, kids danced, and Emma's crib glowed. Karen's kidnapping had been a spark, but we built a legacy. Meadowmart, my farm, and Emma's home were our stronghold, proof no bully could steal our heart. As stars shone, I knew Crescent Meadows would always stand fierce, loving, and free.